Right, welcome, guys. This is Breakfast with the Brand, the number one podcast in the world for entrepreneurs and leaders who want to go from bland to industry leading brand. If you are tuned in live, you already know what to do. Go ahead, put those flames in the comments, put those flames in the chat. Let us know where you're listening in from. All right, so today we have a very interesting show as usual. But before we do, let's check in. So, everybody, put your flames in the chat. Let us know where you're listening in from, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Facebook, LinkedIn. I think today is going to be very, very interesting. I have somebody as a special guest, but guess what, guys? It's not Sean. So, Sean is actually on a trip. Sean is on a trip and he's enjoying the freedom and the luxury that we all want with our business. So, this is something here. What you're seeing right now is actually a demonstration of something we've spoken about through all of our courses when it comes to branded like a leader, coaching like a leader, speaking like a leader, even closing like a leader, and most recently, marketing like a leader. It's being able to come inside of your business and not working under your business, but working over your business and being able to have the freedom to enjoy life. So right now, I believe he's actually, if I'm not mistaken, he's actually somewhere in the Caribbean, enjoying the Caribbean Sea, something that I know so well, being a young man from the islands, more specifically St. Lucia. But this morning, though, I have somebody with me. It's actually somebody from my team. So, Mr. B, are you present? Are you in the building, sir?
I am in the building. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Hey, I'm phenomenal for a Saturday morning.
Okay. Now, before we get into it, guys, I want you to put some flames in the comments for Mr. B. So if you enjoy the commercials that we have all of the time, he's the guy behind it, but he's often behind the camera. Today he's on the screen with me. Mr. B, where is Sean? Is he in like the Bahamas or something? I think that's where he might be.
Yeah, he is in the Bahamas. He
Okay.
is in the Bahamas. Yeah.
All right. Nice. So, guys, put it in the chat. How many of you would love to have a fully functioning and thriving business and be in the Bahamas right now? Hashtag Bahamas in the chat. I see some flames coming in. I want to say phenomenal morning to everybody that's joining us right now. Let's see. That's right. So people say they love the commercial. Yeah, that's all Mr. B. That's all Mr. B right there. Mr. B, in fact, why don't you tell the people a little bit about you, who you are, and what you do?
All right. So I have been the leading factor behind all of the imagery that you've seen with the brand. So all of the photography, um, the videos and YouTube, things of that nature, has been, you know, the collaboration of me with the team.
Yes,
Let's say that because even for what I do, I don't do it alone, but that's
exactly.
my work. So I specialize in photography, more so executive leadership space in terms of photography and even has a little bit of fashion too. So I also in this space do a lot of things with in terms of the content that's on brand you. Do a lot of things behind the scenes, of course, and then in the space of photography, I've been really blessed to work with some phenomenal people. As of lately, Coach Terrell, and being able to do some shoots with some phenomenal people in NYC. And so, this is kind of like what Sean has talked about over the past few years. Us as a team, Junior is being able to finally get to a space where we could be in person with all of the phenomenal people that we support or that's inside of this community, and being able to do their photography, for example, like when we were in Myrtle Beach. So, um, we've come a ways, and so that's part of this what I do in this space.
That's right. That's right. So, Mr. B, guys, so basically, if you've seen any image, any imagery, any videos on YouTube, on Facebook, anywhere, then this is the guy responsible. Mr. B, I want you to show them your work. We're about to go to a commercial break. Let's put a few commercials out there, guys. When we come back, we're gonna be getting into some questions about marketing. I see a lot of people looking. Don't be scared. Put your flames in the chat as well. This is a live show. So this is streaming live, which means you could ask live questions. So if you have any questions about branding, marketing, sales, or just business in general, then definitely go ahead, put them in the chat. We'll be right back. This is Breakfast with the Brand, the number one podcast in the world for entrepreneurs and leaders who want to go from bland to industry leading brand. Let's go to the break.
I don't talk theory. I don't talk hyperbole. I don't talk opinion. Nothing I talk is anything but evidence-based.
During the G Circle retreat in Atlanta, I had the pleasure and the honor of listening to Mr. Sean Rais. He will not only impact your organization, but he will elevate your team to another level.
When you change you, when you put you into the equation, the whole system is different. I guarantee you, you got the right thing. You are the right person. If you can present yourself in the best way possible, there's no negotiation.
His energy is infectious, and I have so many takeaways from the presentation that I can't wait to get started and implement them today to see the result.
All right, guys, welcome back. This is Breakfast with the Brand, the number one podcast in the world for entrepreneurs and leaders who want to go from bland to industry leading brand. I see your flames coming in. Yeah, keep them coming. Keep them coming. We have a phenomenal show for you today. And you just saw some commercials actually from Mr. B, right? Mr. B, let's get it started, brother. Let's get some questions in. I know you have a lot of questions when it comes to marketing, when it comes to branding, and let's feed the people, brother. Let's get it rolling.
All right, let's do it. So, I kind of like, less is more, but at least just starting out in this space, for those who are new to this space, and then those who are returning. So we've been talking about marketing for a little while, but if you're new to this space, I want to be able to definitely start out with this one question, right, Julia? And I want to be able to open this up. What is marketing? Like, that's the foundation of this conversation. Like, what is that? What is marketing? And could you explain that? And then could you explain that to us?
Yes, of course, of course. So that's a phenomenal question, and the reason why it's phenomenal is because I believe that in anything you do, you really have to understand the fundamentals. Because if your foundation is wrong, nothing is set correctly. Most people, they don't really know what marketing is, or they confuse marketing for other things like advertising, for example. So advertising and marketing are two separate things. And I want to use this contrast so I can answer your question in the right way. To get people get a more textured feel of what exactly marketing is. So I want you to imagine, let's say you drive into town and you come across a billboard for a store, a new store that's opening somewhere in town. I know you might be in New York or Atlanta, right? There's a billboard there. Most people call that marketing. If people come into that store, there's no real way to know how many people came into that store as a result of the billboard. Take a McDonald's, take a KFC, or take a Chick-fil-A. When they put up billboards, there's no way to track how many people coming into the store come as a direct result of seeing that billboard or seeing that promotion. Now, with marketing, it is measurable, it is trackable, so you know where the traffic is coming from. You can measure, you can track, you know how much it's costing you to acquire a customer. So basically it's metrics. So metrics make marketing. And guys, if you're listening to this and you have a pen and a piece of paper, just write this down. Your metrics will make your marketing. So let's use something that's a little more common. Like let's say like a Facebook post. Most people believe that they're doing social media marketing if they're posting on Facebook. But my question to you is, and you could answer this, put this in the chat if you're viewing. If you're a coach, if you're a professional and you're running some sort of cohort, some sort of program, and you're just posting on IG, Facebook, etc., how do you know where that traffic is coming from? How do you know if you have 20 people sign up? How do you know 10 came from IG? How do you know 5 came from Facebook? How do you know that the rest came from TikTok? You don't know unless you're actually putting in the correct systems to track and to measure exactly where that traffic is coming from. That is marketing. So, marketing is the act of promoting your products or services in a way that is measurable and trackable. And basically, you know exactly what's going on. There's no blind spots. But advertising, you basically just putting yourself out there. So that's the difference, Mr. B. And that was actually a great question. That's right. So I see Michelle put in the chat, metrics make marketing. That's true. So it's like if you hire me as a copywriter, if you're paying somebody to do marketing for you, how do you know? How do you track like their actual progress? Like what are they actually bringing to your business? That could only be done with the correct metrics in place. So when we look at Facebook, running a Facebook ad is a form of marketing because you could track the number of people watching the ad, the number of people clicking the ad, the amount of money that you're spending on the ad, what the ad is bringing back, where the traffic is coming from, which specific ad is producing the traffic, etc., etc., etc. But when you just put out a Facebook post, unless you do it in the right way, it's just advertising. It's not marketing.
Wow. Clarity. Junior always speaks with clarity. So like that makes a lot of sense, you know, and if you're not able to track it, then you don't know what you're really what you're getting, you know, if you're even hitting what you're looking or what in terms of what you may have projected, you don't even know if you're hitting it. And that marketing is so important, or being able to promote it or to expose your product, your brand or services to a specific demographics or demographics.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so you have to be able to track that sort of stuff, man. It must be done. It must be done. Now, in marketing like a leader, we taught, I believe, 8 P's. So marketing in and of itself, it does have, of course, different elements like with everything else. But at the core, basically, you need to be able to measure your marketing. So measurement makes greatness. You have to be able to measure your success. Just like with everything else, you have to be able to measure your success. So that was a phenomenal question, Mr. B. Um, I actually see somebody else. Is that might
I
be?
know, right?
Hold on, hold on. So
Uh,
guys, we have a special guest that's sort of tapping in. So all right, so guys, you heard we often talk about sea and sand and fun and sand with the brand in the sun. I always talk about my clear and beautiful blue skies and my beautiful beaches here in St.
you do,
Lucia.
you
That's
do,
right.
you do.
I don't try to rub it in anybody's face, but I do rub it in Sean's
Are
face
you
all the
sure?
time. I do rub it in Sean's face all the time because he's from New York. Once
Right.
somebody they sent me a picture of a beach in New York, and I told them, I said, "Is that the beach?" They said, "Yeah." I said, "I love your beach, but when you come around, I'm gonna take you to a beach in St. Lucia, and you'll see the difference."
Well,
But
beach
anyways,
is
guys, I
beach.
want you to help me bring in somebody very special. I see the blue background behind him. Let's see who that is.
Let's see if we can do it.
Okay. Sean, what's up? Hey, we can't hear you.
Hear you. All right.
Yeah, so he's
Can hear
gonna fix his audio. No, we can't hear you, Sean. Uh nope. All right, guys. So he'll be back. He'll be back very soon.
So
But until then,
Sean, he can't stay away.
can't stay away. Can't
He
stay
can't
away.
stay away. And I always admire that about him, right? He's definitely gonna, show up and be a part. He's gonna find a way. So
Mhm. That's right. But put it in the chat. How many of you are business owners that can't seem to stay away from your business? Put a number one in the chat if that's you. If you're a business owner that can't seem to stay away from the business, away from your baby, put a number one in the chat. But Mr. B, let's keep it rolling. Sean will be back very soon. As soon as
definitely.
we find some signal.
Definitely. And then so one of the things I wanted to definitely ask you about was, of course we've been in this marketing like a leader course over the past number of weeks, which has been phenomenal. This is what, number 5 for us.
Yes.
But one of the questions that came to mind in regards to this space, what happens when marketing and branding collide? Like, what does that do for your business? What does that do for one, or for a brand, or for your business, when marketing and branding collide?
That's an interesting question. I'm gonna give you a short answer and a long answer. So the short answer is explosive growth. Explosive growth if you brand in the right way. But check this out. The interesting thing, I believe a brand, and Sean can clarify this once he jumps on, but I believe a brand starts as a thought. So you have a thought, your thought becomes a vision, your vision morphs into a mission, your mission eventually becomes part of a business. That's why businesses have mission statements and vision statements. But at the same time, like, it doesn't matter what you say about you. I could say, hey, I'm the best in the world and da 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 da. But what really matters is what people say about you.
Right.
So for you to build a brand, you have to market. So a brand is not something that you just, sit in your office and you just build it and you say, okay, this is who I am and that's my brand. After you conceptualize the brand, you actually have to market the brand and tap into what we call in marketing like a leader, the mind of the market, to actually instill the image and the perception that you want to create in people's minds, in your audience's minds. Your audience confirms your brand. So branding becomes a byproduct of marketing. Does that make sense? So you conceptualize the brand, you market, the market agrees with you, and then you have a brand. But until the market agrees with you, you don't have a brand. You just have a concept that you hope is a brand. Does that make sense, Mr. B?
Makes a lot of sense.
So that's the long answer. And I want to bring Sean in to give us the other answer, the other perspective. Let's see if he's able to tap in.
Yeah, let's see, guys. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can.
I can hear you.
Okay, phenomenal. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good morning, guys. Good morning
Morning.
from, I believe this is the Bahamas somewhere, right? So, marketing and branding, when marketing and branding collide, you help people and people know that you exist, right? Your brand is who you are, branding is what you do and how you do it. Your interaction with people, that's branding. When they feel the effect of it, that's the ing piece. The brand is who you are, the branding is how you interact and how other people perceive you. Marketing is making other people aware of it, how people become aware of it, right? So when marketing and branding collide, you have the ability to do this, right? When marketing and branding collide, you have the ability to attract your ideal clients and your ideal team at the same time. When you combine that with the correct business practices, you don't have to be there every moment to make sure everything works. You can actually have a life at the same time.
All right, that was a phenomenal perspective, Sean. You're cutting in and out just a little bit. But I
Okay.
think yeah, we can see you. Yeah, but that was a phenomenal question. So guys, so what Sean said was basically you help people. Basically, people know that you exist, and in marketing like a leader, we often talk about not remaining as the world's best kept secret. So I want you to think, if you're looking at this right now, how many of you are professionals in your space? You're super competent. It's just that nobody knows you exist. Which goes back to what I just said, Mr. B. You have a concept in your mind, but you have to get that concept out into the mind of the market and have the market confirm that concept for you to really have a brand. So a brand is not something you do in your living room. It's not something you just do you decide on your own. You have to actually get people to buy into that brand. And like Sean would say himself, if nobody's following you, you're not a leader. So then how do you brand yourself like a leader if you don't have people that are following you? Right.
It's true.
Like guys, the whole time I've been here, I've been working on. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
We
Yeah,
can hear
so the
you.
whole time I've been here, I've been working on the next piece. Like, what is the next vision? Like, what is the next segue? What is the next piece, right? And it's beautiful because we moving into 2023, and at the same time, I don't want to leave anybody behind, right? So I want everybody to pick up on what we're doing and how it's being done, so that they understand it. If you don't have the marketing piece down pat, then like Junior said, you've got an idea, and you can have a phenomenal idea, a great idea, but if nobody knows about your idea, then it doesn't make a difference. Like people can have the cure for cancer, but if nobody knows it exists, then people are still dying, right? So we had a phenomenal idea on how to help people to build their businesses, build their brand, and actually free themselves, right? But without the marketing piece, there would be no branded like a leader. Without the marketing piece, there would be no leadership leverage. Without the marketing piece, I'd still be clocking in every day. You understand? So the marketing brings the branding to life. The marketing brings the brand to life and makes it a real thing. Without the marketing, the brand is like the cure for cancer that nobody knows about. It doesn't make a difference. It really doesn't make a difference. And that's why we taught the brand who you have to be, coaching, how to interact with people, closing, how to close deals, right? Consulting, how to go from individual to organizational, speaking, how to speak from stage, right? And how to primarily get it out there. What's the vehicle? So marketing is the vehicle that takes your brand to the consumer.
Exactly. Exactly. We have a comment here. So the one says, "What up, guys? It's Trip, aka Joseph. Look forward to working with you. Much respect."
Let's
All right, much
do it.
respect, brother. Much
Let's do
respect.
it.
Let's
Let's bring
connect.
it to life.
Yes, sir. Let's
And let
connect.
me let me say this too. Let me say this too, Junior. When it's done right, you don't have to do it from your house. Like when it's done right, you can do it anywhere you got a Wi-Fi. If there's a Wi-Fi connection wherever you are, then you can be in business, right? So I'm not even trying to stay stable in one place at all for any more time. I love to travel. My family deserves to travel, to see the world. I believe that my family's not any better than yours, right? So I believe that your family deserves to travel and your family deserves to see the world consistently on autopilot. Your business, when you do it the right way, guys, can exist. Number one, it can exist without you. When you do it the right way, you build your exit into your entry point. So if you're writing this down, write this down. You build your exit into your entry point. So you start with the end in mind and say, this is not something I'm going to be tied to. This is going to be something that other people will be able to run in my absence. And it's something that I'll be able to do from anywhere on the planet. I always said to build your ideal life first and then build your business around that.
That's right. That's right. And it certainly looks ideal out there, man.
Oh man, it's gorgeous, brother. It's gorgeous. It's been
Sean,
gorgeous.
how's the air? Can you feel the difference in the air?
It's not stressful. It's not stressful. It's relaxed. It's relaxed. It's comfortable. There's no stress. Like, everybody's got a certain amount of confidence. Right? So that's what I noticed. The difference between people in this space and the people who don't succeed are the people who have that indomitable confidence, that will, to the faith piece, to know that it's going to happen. Like, it goes all the way back to the 7 prerequisites to success, which is the first book. You know, a lot of people get stuck in the first chapter. The first chapter is hard times, and a lot of people get stuck there. The second one is failure. A lot of people get stuck there. It requires acceptance that you failed in order to grow beyond it, right? So you accept that you failed, and then you have a paradigm shift to say, hold on. That's why I let people in, and I'm so vulnerable and transparent. I let people in so they could see it, because once you see it, you can't help but to have a paradigm. That's the same kid from Harlem. That's the same kid who made all the mistakes. That's the same kid who suffered all the consequences of making the wrong mistakes. You're right. Now we have a multi-million-dollar business, right? And we can do this from anywhere on the planet. And I'm in 2 doctorates, and I got 2 books and 2 more coming out this year. And we've got a phenomenal platform with phenomenal entrepreneurs. So hold on. So you're saying that all the hard times you went through and all the failures that you went through are not permanent? That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. But on the other side of the paradigm shift is belief. You got to believe that it's not just possible for me, that it's possible for you too. That's why I let you in. That's why I wanted to come on today, to show you that you can do it. Like, this is what the other side of it looks like. And the belief piece is tied to the faith. You got to have a underlying faith that you're going to be successful, because things are going to happen. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be like, you know, no thorns involved in getting the roses. There are thorns involved in getting the roses. Everybody likes to give a beautiful bouquet for Valentine's, but they don't think of the people that got cut, taking the thorns away, right? Digging in the rose bush, like, there's thorns there. There, what does it say in Saul? There will be love. There will be sacrifice in business. But you got to have the 7th piece, which is the tenacity. If you got the tenacity to keep pushing, to keep going, to keep driving no matter what, you can't help but to be successful. Success is guaranteed. I always say this: success is guaranteed to those who don't quit.
That's right, Sean. And for the people looking, where can they find that book? So the 7 prerequisites to success.
Just Google it. Google it. I'm on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles. It's in Target. It's everywhere. Staples. The 7 prerequisites to success, pathways to paramount performance. The second one is the phenomenal leader. It's how to lead in hard times. 31 styles of leadership. Executive coaching for leadership development. This is what we do. This is how we do it. The
Right.
question is, do you want it, and how bad do you want it? That's it. That's the same question it's always been. Do you want it, and how bad do you want it?
That's right. So, Sean, I have to ask you, coming from where you come from and being where you are, like I mean, right now on the boat.
Yeah.
I know, I know there has to be something that you take away, that you have taken away, many things, in fact. So tell us, what would be the top 2 or 3 things that you've learned? Doesn't have to be about business, could just be about life in general. But, you know, coming into this new environment on the sea, on the water, what would you say is the top 2 things that you've learned? It could be something fun. Maybe you saw something on the island that you didn't know before. You experienced a different culture. So what are some of the top things that you've taken away so far?
That's a great question. That's a great question. Number one, God is great. Truthfully, like, God is great, right? Because by all intents and purposes, by man's standards, it shouldn't be possible. By man's standards, it shouldn't be possible. If you look at where I came from, you look at what I've been through, you look at the place where I was formed, thought of, created, right? And what the things that I've been through, that shouldn't be possible by man's standards. So God is great. Number two, I was in DR the other day, Puerto Plata, and the poverty there is hard to describe and realize and understand. So what that says to me is that everybody watching this right now that's not fully invested in giving everything that they possibly have to make this freedom life a reality, you just don't understand how lucky you are. You really don't. Like, I was the same way when I was young and we didn't have some of the things that I would have liked to have, like the flashy car. We didn't even have a car growing up. Like, we didn't even have a car. I can remember living in a hotel. I showed it in a little small documentary. I said, this is where I grew up. This is one of the rooms. We had a room in a shady hotel, but we stayed there for like a year and some change, right? And in my mind, then that was poverty and a reason for me to be discouraged and a reason for me to make excuses and a reason for me to, do things that I didn't have to do. So I want to say that I remember the story about people in India coming to America to see poor people that were overweight, right? Because poverty in different countries mean different things. So poverty in America means you have an iPhone, but you don't own your home. Or you only make $40,000 a year. So a lot of people, that's no money. But in other places, there's no running water, right? So the second piece that I would get from just being world traveled and moving outside of my comfort zone and zip code is that you don't have an excuse. The excuses that you use to feel bad and say, I can't do it, they don't exist. They only exist in your mind. Because the moment that you leave your comfort zone, you realize what poverty really is and what poor people really is. So let me give you an example. I purchased I don't even remember the name of it, but it was like a small piece of ice cream with coconut in it, right? And the gentleman who was leading the expose, right? He was saying to me, because he's from the hills. We were in the town of Puerto Plata, but he's from the hills. They call it Jibaro, right? Jibaro. And he was saying to me that if the kids from his village saw the little cup, like a copito, like a little cup with the popsicle stick in it.
Yeah.
He said if the kids from his village saw me with that, there would be like 100 kids around me. That's poverty. That's poor. If you're watching this right now, you're not poor. if you're watching this right now, you have an internet signal. Mm-hmm. You have everything that you need and more to become a multi-millionaire in this time. How's that?
Brother, I don't even know what to say. Me being from like that place, then I get it. I get it. Trust me, and I like an iPhone and like what? I know people that would take the iPhone that they had like 7 years ago.
People don't understand, man. I think sometimes we have too much to be humble. We have too much to be humble, and that's the problem.
You're right. And Sean, just to sort of flip it around, I remember my first time coming to the US, and when I landed in New York, all I heard was all I heard was the sound of money everywhere I walked. I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. So it's all a matter of perspective, guys. It's all a matter of perspective.
And let me say this too, Junior. Let me say this too, so everybody can understand too. Like,
Yeah.
in 2023, it's about being free, right? In 2023, it's about being free. 2022 was brand new. 2023 is about being free. It's not about just doing your business. It's not about just having a successful business, but it's being able to have a successful business on your terms. On your terms. So there's something that we call vivid vision. And that's what we'll be going through in the leadership leverage for the next couple of weeks leading into 2023. It's having a vivid vision, and it's kind of like programming your mind, because as you program your mind, you program your world, right? I envisioned this. I set this up a specific kind of way, and you haven't seen anything yet. You really haven't seen anything yet. Wait till we go to different places and do the things that we want to do. And we'll be doing more of that in 2023, because again, 2023 is about being free. You should not be tied under your business. You should not be wrapped up in the day-to-day operations of your business. You should do your business the right way, as fast as you can, as powerfully as you can, so you can get as free as you want to be. That's the goal. The goal is not to be handcuffed to your business. The goal is to be able to do business from anywhere, coach from anywhere, speak from anywhere. That's what we teach in the leadership leverage. Come 2023.
Guys, we're gonna go to a quick break, but when we come back, we'll be talking a little bit more about vivid vision and the vision moving forward for 2023. So, Mr. B, when you're ready, let's go to a quick break.
Let's grow.
All right, guys, welcome back. Of course, this is Breakfast with the Brand, number one podcast in the world for entrepreneurs and leaders who want to go from bland to industry leading brand. If you've enjoyed the show so far, put some flames in the chat. Guys, we got a special guest. In fact, Sean, are you still present? I know he's on the sea. I don't know if the signal might have cut out. Let's see if he's going to come back in. But until then, what has been some of your major takeaways thus far from the show? So, what has been some of your takeaways from the show? Let's get a few takeaways. All right. So, Michelle says iPhone. Okay, but don't own your own home. Powerful. All right. Also, free in 2023. Yes. Let's see. All right. So, the one says self discipline is very much needed to be successful. If it's in your mind, you can believe it. If it's in your heart and mind, believe it, you can achieve it. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. It's all about the vision, guys. It's all about the vision. Mr. B, is Sean present?
He hasn't popped back in yet. So, but we are still here doing our
Okay.
thing. But he should probably be back in just a moment. I guess
All
that
right. You might
signal
have,
being in the Bahamas
you
could
might
be a
have,
little challenging.
yes, sir. You might have lost signal there. But that's okay. So let's keep the show going, guys. Just so you know, if you want to connect with us, actually, the Leadership Live deep dive at 5 is today at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this is an opportunity for you to get closer proximity, to be able to get on Zoom with us, ask us your questions. Of course, it is 100% free of charge. So Mr. B, can you put that link up? Also put it in the comments for anybody who wants to connect with us later. So guys, the Leadership Live deep dive at 5 is basically a mastermind call that allows you to connect with us, and that allows you to come in, ask your questions, get your responses, and find clarity, basically. All right. If you're just coming in, I want to say good morning. I see Victoria. Victoria Blocker, good morning. Okay. Keishan says freedom is possible. All right. So I think Sean is back in. Let's get him in.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. I wanna speak to what Keishan just said. She said freedom is possible. I wanna let you know that freedom is probable, and promised when you do it the right way. Right? So it's a little bit more than just possible. When you do it the right way, it's probable, guys. Right? It's a lot more than just possible. I don't know if you guys are you able to see this?
Yes, yes, we can.
Okay, good. So you see the land, right?
Yes,
All right. Let me see if this helps. What about now?
yes, we can. Yes.
Okay, good. It's not just possible. It's absolutely probable. And it's promised when you do it the right way. I tell people all the time, like everything that we do is guaranteed. It's not possible. It's guaranteed. You just have to follow the process, right? Because I'm not going to teach anything that I'm not doing. And I've said that over and over again. And that's why I wanted to kind of bring you guys out and let you see it so you can put your hands on it and see that I'm not just talking like from a Zoom. I'm not just talking from a Zoom screen. This is possible for everyone viewing this. To have your own business, to generate multiple 6 and 7 figures from anywhere on the planet, and be able to tap in anywhere on the planet that there's a Wi-Fi signal. But even if there isn't a Wi-Fi signal, you have a team that can run it for you in your absence. This is what we're talking about. That's what free in 2023 is.
Most certainly is. Guys, so I do want to remind you again that you can connect with us at the link below. So this afternoon, Leadership Live Deep Dive at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know if Sean's going to be able to jump on. Maybe,
No
maybe not.
theory. No theory. No theory. And I probably won't be because I'll be
Of
enjoying
course.
the festivities. You
Yeah,
understand?
of course.
And
Yeah,
this
definitely.
is something else too. I don't want people to be attached to the man. I want them to be connected to the brand. Not attached to the man, but connected to the brand. It's not about me as an individual. It's about the system as a process. That's what it's about. It's not about me as a man or as an individual. It's about the brand and the process. The process is what will get you there. Branded like a leader, coaching like a leader, closing like a leader, consulting like a leader, speaking like a leader now, marketing like a leader. Those are the processes that will get you to the promised land. I'm
Most
already in the
definitely.
promised land.
Most definitely. So Sean, we're gonna wrap up in a few minutes. So, are there any final thoughts that you'd like to share from your trip?
Stop playing games. Stop playing games. Don't watch me. Join me. Join me in the work. That's what it is. Like we're not giving the courses that we do are not for entertainment purposes. They're to inform your process purpose. That's the purpose, to inform your process. It's the doing, not the viewing. Watch this, write that down. It's the doing, not the viewing that gets you there. A lot of people feel like, well, if I connect with this one and if I grab this course and if I go to this event, then I'll be successful. No, you won't. If you do the work that you learned there, then you'll be successful. If you do the work that you learn how to do there, then you'll be successful. Duplicate the work, duplicate the results. Duplicate the work, duplicate the results. You've seen us, you've seen me for years, grinding, doing it consistently, being consistent. You have to be consistent in order to get the results. If you want the results to be consistent, the work has to be consistent. It's not the viewing, it's the doing. That's all I've got.
That's right. All right, guys. So before we jump off, I do want to say again that you are able to connect with us today on the Leadership Live Deep Dive at 5 at the link below. I believe the link should be on the comments somewhere inside YouTube. Mr. B also put it on Facebook and LinkedIn as well, so that the people could connect with us. I'm going to drop it in myself as well. All right, so just to give you some more context, it's going to be more of a mastermind session where we'll be tackling some of the challenges preventing you from growing and scaling your business, preventing you from whatever it is, whether it be getting leads, closing clients, closing sales, closing deals. We'll be talking about how exactly do you unkink and unwind some of those
Let me say this too, Junior.
challenges.
Let me say this too, right? Let me say one more thing. Guys, follow my team. Follow my team. They're not gonna lead you astray like Junior, Jason, Shatasha, Tyrus. They're not gonna lead you astray. They're gonna lead you in the right direction. Right? So I want you to think about how to be free in 2023. Seriously. How to be free in 2023 and run a freedom business that gives you the freedom to live your life on your own terms. Because that's what it's about. It's about living life on our own terms. It's about not being beholden to anyone. It's about not having more month at the end of the money. It's about not having to watch your bank account every 5 days or every 5 minutes. It's about not having to hold your phone in your hand all the time and be stressed out. It's about lack of stress. That's what this is about. That's what business is about. So when it's done the right way, this is the fastest exit that you've ever seen. Follow my team. Follow my team. Fastest exit that you've ever seen.
Yes, sir. Guys, thank you so much. This has been Breakfast with the Brand, the number one podcast in the world for entrepreneurs and leaders. It's been a pleasure. Let's connect. Leadership Live Deep Dive at 5. Let's grow.
Let's grow. Fastest exit you've ever seen.